So it's about, I don't know, 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and I'm in the living room as a teenager, just playing with our dog. We had a boxer back then, and my mom's in the next room in the kitchen, and she says, Jason, I need to talk to you about something. I found some things up in your attic, and at that point, my brain just shut down. The only thing I have up in my attic, stuffed under a bunch of insulation, was my porn collection. And so I'm sitting there just frozen, humiliated, just like, oh my gosh, mom found my porn. And all I remember telling her, hey, can you just like not tell dad about this whole thing? And I remember after the conversation where she talked how this stuff doesn't belong in the house or whatever, I went up to my room and kind of looked up in there in the attic and climbed up there, just wondering, like, first off, like, how does my mom, it was like no more than 5 feet tall, sniff that stuff out, let alone climb up there and find it? And so I checked around to make sure that she had cleaned it all out and hoping that she left something behind, which she didn't. And then I kind of climbed down and just sat there bewildered in my room, but embarrassed, but at the same time kind of thankful that she was able to get rid of the stuff that I just at the time wasn't willing to get rid of. And back then, in a sense, it was easy because you just like threw the porn away and it was gone. It isn't like today. I remember back then, internet was just coming into being. In fact, a buddy of mine back then called up and said, Jason, you can actually see pornography on the internet. And I'm like, are you serious? And I went over to his house and he dials up the World Wide Web. And, it took so long to download this one kind of grainy, pixelated image of some lady. Like, it took so long. By the time it was finished, I think I'd pretty much finished puberty and lost interest altogether. But today, the game has changed, right? I remember one high school guy came up to me once and he said, Jason, after school on Friday, I go home on the weekend. And on Saturday, I watch 12 hours of porn. And then I go to bed. And on Sunday, I watch 12 more hours of porn, and then I just go back to school on Monday. That's my weekend. He said, I hate it. It disgusts me, but I don't know how to live without it anymore. And so, man, the game has changed. And maybe porn's not your struggle, right? Maybe you're struggling with impurity of your imagination, yourself. Maybe it's been like, hey, there's this girl I'm dating. I can totally see myself marrying her, but like we want to stay close to God, but we just keep messing up and going too far. Or maybe you're wrestling with lust and pornography in your own marriage. Like, no, whatever the case may be, we are all in this together. And so they say that necessity is the mother of invention. What I mean by that is for years, guys have come up to us with these struggles and been like, what do I do? As a friend of mine said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I just want to break free from this stuff and find victory. And so I've always been like, hey, well, check out this app or get this website or look at this thing over there, and just hodgepodge, giving them different things. But I always wanted to just have one thing I can hand a guy and say, like do this, guy, and you're going to find a lot of freedom. And so because we couldn't find it out there, Matt, Frad, and I created it, and this program forged. And it brings me tremendous joy that you've embarked on this program. Maybe you're doing it with your roommate in college. Maybe you've got some guys at your high school. Maybe you're doing it as father-son, which I think is awesome. Whatever the case may be, over the next 33 days, you're going to get a lot of great content in the books, but don't miss every day. We're going to be sending you a video just like this one. And it's not just going to be me and Matt Frad every day. Every single day, it's going to be a different presenter. We've got some extraordinary priests, religious sisters, psychologists, incredible husbands and fathers. In fact, most of these videos are going to be about 3 minutes long. However, on day number 4, we've got a 9-minute video, which is nothing but more than 30 awesome young women encouraging you on this battle to lift up your hearts, to fight for your future or current brides. And so every day it's going to be something completely different. And so today, what we really encourage you to look into is like, what is it you're looking for? Like in this program. And we speak in the book about these cisterns, right? It's this ancient well, but it was different than a well because a well would tap into living water or flowing water underground, whereas a cistern is a man-made reservoir. And once that thing's cracked, it doesn't matter like how much you dump into it, it will never quench your thirst. And so we want to encourage you to really ask yourselves, like, what is that broken cistern in your life that you go back to when it comes to your sexuality? Masturbation? Is it porn? Is it hooking up? Like, what is it? But not only like, what is that broken cistern, but what is the thirst that sends you there? And today, as in all the different days, you will get as much out of these exercises as you put into them. And so we just encourage you to give it your all. And know, not only are we praying for you and we fasting for you, as you'll see on day 4, those videos of more than 30 women, we're not the only ones rooting you on in this journey. But I want to encourage you, please don't just receive these prayers. Please offer them up. You have now, in joining this program, come alongside a band of tens of thousands of brothers who are doing this program right now with you. Let's pray for each other. I'm going to be doing it with my son as soon as the book comes out, and bring more guys into the fold. Let's get as many guys as we can, because iron sharpens iron, and we need each other to win this battle against the world, the flesh, and the devil.